Hi, myself Ramu from Chemistry Minds. If you want the PDF of this particular lecture, I have provided a link in the description box. You can go and download it. If you like the video, then please do like, share and subscribe to our channel Chemistry Minds.
Hi students, today we are going to discuss a very important topic of mole concept, that is the limiting reagent. Now when we are calculating the number of moles of the product from the number of moles of the reactants given, so this concept will be very important, okay, while in the calculation of moles. The reaction in which more than one reactants are reacting, if they are not present in the same molar ratio as balanced equation required, then how to find the limiting reagent? Okay, the reagent which is completely consumed in the reaction. The basic definition of a limiting reagent is a reagent which is completely consumed in the course of a reaction. And one more important thing, this reagent will control the product formation, or it is a reagent which limit the product formation. That's why this is called limiting reagent. In short notation it is called LR, that is the limiting reagent. Okay, now there is another definition. It refers to the reactant which is present in the minimum stoichiometric quantity. I will tell you what is the stoichiometric quantity of a reaction. Okay, now one more definition is there, the reagent producing the least number of moles of the product. So out of two or more reactants in a given reaction, which reactant will be produce the less number of moles of the product is the limiting reagent, Okay, now how to calculate the limiting reagent? There are three different methods are there. Number one, by calculating the required amount of the equation by comparing it and with the given amount. Okay, first of all, one standard equation is given to you. With the help of that standard equation, how many moles of reactants giving the moles of the product we know. Now given amount, from the given amount we have to compare. Number two, by calculating the amount of any one of the product, taking from each reactant, one by one reactant we have to take and calculate the number of moles of the product. Out of all these products, in which case there will be a less number of moles of products will be formed, that corresponding reagent is known as a limiting reagent. Okay, now number three, divide the number of moles of the each reactant there by stoichiometric coefficient. Okay, the one which have the least ratio is a limiting reagent. Okay, now this is the stoichiometric quantity. What is the stoichiometric quantity? What is the stoichiometric amount, quantity, is equal to number of moles divided by stoichiometric coefficient. Okay, now I will tell you by taking one example. Okay, now before going to calculation of the limiting reagent, there are two definitions. Number one, percentage yield. Number two, percentage of purity. These two definitions are very important. Now percentage yield means, generally in the laboratory we cannot expect the 100% of the yield of the reaction. Theoretically we may expect the 100% of the product formation, but practically if we see, it is not possible to get 100% of the product formation. Okay, in generally the reaction carried out in the laboratory do not obtain critical amount of the product. Okay, the amount of the product actually obtained is known as actual yield, and knowing the actual yield and theoretical yield of the percentage yield can be calculated. How? Here actual yield will be numerator divided by theoretical maximum amount of the yield. Theoretically maximum amount of the yield multiplied by 100. Okay. Now actual yield will be always less than the theoretical maximum yield. In case of ideal case, actual yield is equal to theoretical yield, so that we get 100% of the yield of the reaction, but it is not always true. It is only for ideal case. Okay. Now here one more percentage of the purity. Let's suppose I am taking 100 grams of a sample. I am taking 100 grams of a sample. Out of 100 grams of a sample, let's suppose 80 grams, 70 grams of the sample only reacting in the reaction. The remaining 10 grams of the sample do not reacting. That means only 70, 80 or 90% of the sample is the pure sample. Okay. How to calculate the percentage of a purity of a sample? Actually, what is the weight of a substance reacted will be in the numerator divided by weight given in the question. In the question, weight of a sample given to you, but as per chemical reaction, we have to calculate the weight of the reacting species. So weight of the reacting substance in the numerator divided by weight of the given substance in the denominator multiplied by the 100. Okay. Now here, how to calculate the limiting reagent? Okay. Let's suppose I have A, B, two reactants. When they combine to give A2, B3, one product is given. First of all, we have to balance the given equation. Okay. Let's suppose how many atoms of E on the right side? 2. So I am writing here 2. How many atoms of the B on the right side? 3. So I am writing here 3. Okay. Now the 2 and 3 are called stoichiometric coefficient. These stoichiometric coefficients corresponding to the exact number of moles of the reactants required for the given chemical reaction. Okay. So capital A required 2 moles, capital B required 3 moles. Okay. Now here, let's suppose I am taking this is 4 moles, I am taking this is 6 moles. Okay. Now here you see 2 moles of A will react with 3 moles of B. So the stoichiometric ratio 2:3. The moles ratio is also 2:3. That is 4:6 means 2:3. That means both the reactants are completely consumed in the reaction. None of the reactant will be left here. None of the reactant will be left here. Are you getting my point? Okay. Suppose same in this question. Let's suppose I am taking this is the 4 moles. This is also I am taking 4 moles. So how many moles of the product will be formed? Okay. Now in this case, the stoichiometry ratio 2:3, but the molar ratio is 4:4. This is not equal. So in this case, we have to identify the limiting reagent. From that limiting reagent only, we have to identify the number of moles of the product. Are you getting my point? Here, there are 3 methods are there to identify the limiting reagent. So let's see one by one. Here, number 1, suppose I am taking as per standard equation 2 moles of A required for reaction 3 moles of B. Okay. But here in the given question, how many moles of A given to you? Let's suppose 4 moles of A. So according to which, how many moles of B will be required? 4 into 3, that is the 12 by 2. That means 6 moles of B will be required. Okay. So but I have how many moles of B? Only 4 moles. But I required 6 moles. That means the number of moles of B will be less. as compared to the required condition. Okay, that means B will be less. That's why this is called LR, that is the limiting reagent. Once B will be limiting reagent, obviously A should be excess of reagent. Excess of reagent. Okay, excess of reagent. Otherwise, you can compare with B to A also. Let's suppose 3 moles of B combining with how many moles of A? 2 moles of A. Okay. Now in the given question, how many moles of B is given to you? 4 moles. 4 moles of B will combine with how many moles of A? 8 by 3 moles. 8 by 3 moles. 8 by 3 moles means 3 2s are 6, 20. So 3 6 are 18, 18, so on. So how many moles of A? How many moles of A? 2.66 moles of A. Okay. But actually how many moles of A you have in the given question? 4 moles. But you required only 2.66 moles. That means the reactant A will be in excess quantity. Okay. This is the one method. Now come to second method. In the second method, you have to compare the number of moles of the product from the number of moles of the reactant. Let's suppose 2 moles of A to give 1 mole of the product. Okay. Now how many moles of A given to you? 4 moles. From the 4 moles of A, how many moles of product will you obtain? 2 moles of the product will be obtained. Okay. Let's suppose compare with B. So how many moles of B is there? 3 moles of B. 3 moles of B will give how many moles of product? 1 mole. Now B is given 4 moles. From the 4 moles B, how many moles of the product obtained? 4 by 3 moles. That is 1.33 moles of A2B3. Out of these 2 moles of the product, where the number of moles of product will be less? Here. That means the reagent which will produce less number of moles of the product is called limiting reagent. That means the reagent B will be the limiting reagent and A will be the excess of reagent. This is the second method. Okay. Now come to third method. This is very easy method, which is stoichiometric amount. Stoichiometric amount, quantity. Stoichiometric quantity is a ratio between the number of moles divided by stoichiometric coefficient. Okay. Let's suppose I am writing equation once again. 2A plus 3B. 2A plus 3B gives A2 plus B3. This is the equation given to you. Okay. Now here, how many moles of A given to you? 4 moles. And B is also 4 moles. Now the number of moles given to you, 4 moles. Okay. 4 moles given to you. What is the stoichiometry given to you? 2. This will be 2. What about the B? Number of moles of B given to you? 4 moles, and its stoichiometry will be 3, which is 1.33. Now where the stoichiometric quantity will be less? In case of B. So that's why B is called limiting reagent. B is called what? Limiting reagent. Once B is limiting reagent, automatically A become excess of reagent. A becomes what? Excess of reagent. Okay, are you getting my point? Now so there are 3 methods. From each method we are calculating the limiting reagent. Out of 3 methods, the third method, which is very easy method, simply divide the given number of moles by the respective stoichiometry. Remember, the equation must be balanced. Okay. Now come to, let's suppose I am writing a general equation: small a moles of a capital A, small b moles of a capital B, consuming to give small c moles of a capital C and small d moles of a capital. Assume this is a balanced equation. Remember, it must be balanced. Okay. Now what I am doing here, number of moles of reactant A divided by its stoichiometry coefficient, number of moles of B divided by its stoichiometry coefficient. Similarly, number of moles of C by its stoichiometry coefficient, and fourth one, number of moles of D by stoichiometry coefficient. Okay, simply I am writing number of moles of A by stoichiometry coefficient A, number of moles of B by stoichiometry coefficient B, number of moles of C by stoichiometry coefficient C, number of moles of D by stoichiometry coefficient D. So this is a very useful relation between the number of moles of reactants and products. Okay. Now this is when 100% yield. When 100% yield. Let's suppose if percentage yield of reaction is X%, let's suppose, then here we have to write number of moles of A into divided by stoichiometry coefficient into percentage yield of the reaction, only for reactant side. Number of moles of B, stoichiometry B into percentage yield. Now number of moles of C by stoichiometry coefficient, number of moles of D by stoichiometry coefficient. Now here only we have to multiply the percentage of yield towards reactant side. This is very important. Okay. Now come to some numericals. Okay. Now here first problem. For a reaction 2P plus Q gives R. 8 moles of P and 5 moles of Q will be produced. How many moles of capital R? Now just now I told you this is a basic formula. This one is basic formula. Always we have to remember if the percentage of yield is given. If the percentage yield is not given, that is 100%, then we can use the first formula. Okay. Now here, now this equation, number of moles of P by stoichiometry 2 is equal to number of moles of Q stoichiometry 1 is equal to number of moles of R stoichiometry 1. Now here first of all identify the limiting reagent first of all. That is very important. Okay. Now how many moles of the P given to you? 8 moles. Okay. What is the stoichiometry here? 2. So you have 4 stoichiometry amount of the P. In case of Q also, you see how many moles of Q is there? 5. Stoichiometry is 1. 5 by 1 is 5. Out of these values, this is corresponding to P, this is corresponding to Q. So which value will be less? 4. So P will be the limiting reagent. So P will be the limiting reagent. That means Q will be excess of reagent. Okay. Always we have to calculate the number of moles of the product with the help of limiting reagent only. So now we are equating these two. Okay. Now here, because Q will be excess amount. Okay. How many moles of P will given to you? 8 moles by 2. How many moles of R will be produced? 4 moles. How many moles of capital R will be produced? 4 moles. answer will be the 4 moles. Now here, let's suppose how many moles of the Q will be left. How many moles of the Q will be left? Now here, number of moles of P by 2 is equal to number of moles of Q by 1. Number of moles of a P will be how many moles given to you here? 8. 8 by 2 means 4 moles. So number of moles of Q will be 4 moles consumed. How many moles of Q actually given to you? 5 moles. Okay. Now here, total moles of Q is equal to 5. Okay. Now reacted moles of Q is equal to 4. Unreacted moles of Q is equal to total moles minus reacting moles is equal to unreacting moles. If the question how many moles of unreacted reactant will be left, then we have to find the unreacted reactant which is excess in amount. Okay. Now come to second question. Same concept here. First of all, identify the limiting reagent. So how many moles of A given to you? 5 moles. Stoichiometry is 1. Okay. So it will be 5. Now come to B. What is the number of moles of B given to you? 8 moles. What will be the stoichiometry here? 2. So here 4. Again here B will be the limiting reagent. Okay. Now number of moles of A by stoichiometry 1. Number of moles of B by stoichiometry 2. Number of moles of C by stoichiometry here 1. Okay. Now B will be the limiting reagent. So I have to compare the limiting reagent with 2 products. Okay. How many moles of B given to you here? 8 moles. So 8 by 2 is equal to number of moles of C. So number of moles of C will be, again answer is 4 moles of C. 4 moles of C. Okay. Now come to next problem. Hydrogen combining with oxygen to give water. How much of water will be formed? Now here 2H2 plus O2 2H2O. Okay. Now here how many grams of hydrogen is given here? 100 grams. Oxygen is also given how many grams? 100 grams. Now divide the mass by molar mass. Mass upon molar mass. Are you getting my point? Now here, which will be the limiting reagent? In case of dihydrogen, stoichiometry coefficient is 2. So number of moles by stoichiometry coefficient, which will be 100 by 4. In case of oxygen, number of moles 100 by 32 by stoichiometry 1. So 100 by 32. So out of these two values, which is having the lesser quantity? 100 by 32. That means this is the limiting reagent and this will be the excess of reagent. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now we have to compare the number of moles of water with respect to the number of moles of oxygen. Okay. Now here number of moles of hydrogen by stoichiometry 2, number of moles of oxygen by stoichiometry 1, number of moles of water by stoichiometry here 2. Okay, are you getting my point? Now here number of moles of water is equal to 2 into number of moles of O2. Number of moles of water 2 into number of moles of O2. So 2 into how many number of moles of O2 is given to you? 100 by 32. 100 by 32. So approximately this will be 112.5 grams. Now here actually this will be moles. This will be moles. So we have to first convert the number of moles into mass. So I am writing directly. I am writing here once again. Now here this will be 2 into 100 by 32. That is 100 by 16 moles. Now come to weight of water. Okay. Weight of water is equal to, we can write number of moles of water divided by multiplied by molar mass of water. So final answer is 112.5 grams water is formed. Okay, now come to next problem. Sulfuric acid 0.5 moles, 0.5 moles given to you, and 0.2 moles of calcium hydroxide is given to you. Maximum number of moles of the calcium sulfate form. Now this is a acid base reaction. Sulfuric acid reaction with calcium hydroxide, okay, to give what? Calcium sulfate and water. So this is balanced equation. So 1 mole sulfuric acid will consume with 1 mole of calcium hydroxide. How many moles of sulfuric acid given in the question? 0.5. Calcium hydroxide is given to you 0.2. Initially there is no any product. So 1 mole react with 1 mole. So 0.2 moles react with 0.2 moles only. So out of the 0.5, only 0.2 moles of acid will consume. So 0.2 moles of alkali completely consume. Are you getting my point? So 0.2 moles of salt will be formed. So the excess of reagent will be sulfuric acid, which will be left 0.3 moles. And how many maximum moles of calcium sulfate will be obtained here? 0.2. Okay. Now come to next problem. So fifth problem. The composition of a residual mixture will be if 30 grams of Mg combining with the 30 grams of oxygen. Okay. Now here magnesium, oxygen equation I am writing here. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So I am writing completely balanced equation. Okay. Now here how many grams of magnesium given? 30 grams. And also oxygen 30 grams. Okay. Now come to 30 by molar mass of magnesium is 24. Now here 30 by molar mass of oxygen is 32. Molar mass of oxygen is 32. Now here 30 by 24 divided by 2, because stoichiometry coefficient, number of moles of Mg by stoichiometry coefficient. Okay, number of moles of Mg by stoichiometry coefficient, and oxygen, number of moles of oxygen by stoichiometry coefficient. Now here which value here you are expecting the limiting reagent here? This value, because this value will be less. So this will be the limiting reagent and this value will be the excess of reagent. Okay. Now number of moles of Mg stoichiometry 2, number of moles of O2 stoichiometry 1, number of moles of MgO stoichiometry 2. So limiting reagent is magnesium. So we are comparing the number of moles of magnesium to calculate the number of moles of the magnesium oxide. Okay. Now here number of moles of MgO will be number of moles of Mg. Yes. How many number of moles of Mg here? 30 by 24 moles. Now come to weight of MgO. Weight of MgO is equal to number of moles 30 by 24. What is the molar mass of MgO? Mg atomic weight is 24. Oxygen will be 16. So total will be 40. Total will be the 40. Are you getting my point? So this will be the 50 grams MgO. Now here which reagent will be excess here? Oxygen. Now come to here number of moles of oxygen is equal to number of moles of magnesium divided by 2. Shall I write here? So number of moles of Mg will be given to you 30 by 24 by 2. Are you getting my point? Now this will be the number of moles of O2, which is 15 by 24. Now I have to calculate the weight of O2. Weight of O2 is equal to number of moles of O2 multiply its molar mass, which will be 32. Okay, that means 20 grams O2. Now actually how many grams of O2 is there? 30 grams, but reacted weight is 20 grams. So unreacted unreacted oxygen is equal to total weight 30, reacting weight is 20, so unreacted weight is the 10 grams. So therefore in final mixture what are present? 50 grams MgO plus 10 grams oxygen. So total final mixture has excess of reagent O2 and product MgO. So 50 grams MgO, 50 grams MgO, 50 grams MgO and 10 grams O2. What will be the answer? 50 grams MgO, 10 grams of O2. Okay, fifth option. Now come to sixth one is similar to the fifth problem. Try yourself. Okay. Now come to seventh one. Seventh one, here barium chloride is given to you and sodium phosphate is given to you. So just you have to write the reaction between the barium chloride and sodium phosphate. Okay. Now you will get barium phosphate, okay, and sodium chloride. Okay. Now here balancing, barium atoms are 3 on the right side, so left side will be 3. On the right side phosphate 2, so I am writing here 2. Sodium atoms are 6, so now completely this reaction is balanced. Okay. Now come to limiting reagent. How many moles of barium chloride is given to you? How many moles of barium chloride is given to you? Barium chloride is given to you 0.5 moles. Sodium phosphate is given to you 0.2 moles. Now which is the limiting reagent? So here number of moles by stoichiometry, number of moles by stoichiometry. This will be 0.1. This will be 0.166. So this will be the limiting reagent. Okay. Now with the help of, now the question is how many moles of barium phosphate. Okay. Now here as per standard equation 1 mole is forming. So 2 moles of sodium phosphate will giving 1 mole of barium phosphate. Yes. Okay. Now you have only 0.2 moles of sodium phosphate, from which how many moles of barium phosphate? So unitary method 0.1 moles. So 0.1 moles. This is the answer. Okay. Next come to 8th question. In the 8th question, KCl, calculate the mass of the KCl which is produced from the 1 mole of a KClO3 if the percentage of yield is 80%. Now here first of all write the equation. KClO3 gives KCl plus O2. Okay. Now for balancing point of view, I am writing here 3 by 2 because into 2 by 2 will get cancelled. So 3 oxygen will be left side and 3 oxygen will be on the right side. Now here number of moles of KClO3 divided by its stoichiometry into, now here the percentage yield is given in the question 80%, so we have to multiply with the percentage of the yield. Okay, is equal to, on the right side number of moles of KCl by its stoichiometry 1. Okay. Now how many moles of KClO3 given in the question? 1 mole. So 1 upon 1 into 80 by 100. Now number of moles of KCl. So number of moles of KCl will be 0. Number of moles of KCl is equal to how much? 0.8. Now from which I have to calculate the weight of the KCl. Number of moles into molar mass. Potassium atomic mass 39. Chlorine atomic mass 35.5. So total 74.5 grams. 74.5 grams. So overall the final answer will be 59.6 grams. Okay. Now come to next 9th problem. Here calculate the amount of a CaO, that is the quicklime, which can be produced from the by heating of a 200 kilograms of a limestone which is 90% pure. First of all, what is the weight of the limestone given to you? 200 kilograms of a limestone. But it is not 100% pure. It is only up to 90% is pure. So that's why I am multiplying with 90%. I am multiplying with 90%. So 180 kg actual limestone you have. Are you getting my point? Now, the decomposition of limestone, that is CaCO3, to give what? CaO plus CO2. Okay, 1 mole limestone will produce 1 mole quicklime and 1 mole carbon dioxide. Yes or no? Now here 1 mole nothing but molar mass. Calcium atomic mass is 40, carbon atomic mass will be 12, and each oxygen atomic mass will be 16. Okay, now here CaO will be 56 grams. If you want to take in kilograms, you can take 100 kgs will give 56 kgs of CaO. Okay, now how many kilograms of CaCO3 in the question? 180 kilogram. According to which, how many kilograms of CaO will produce? Okay, 180 into 56 by 100. 180 into 56 by 100. So nearly, not nearly, exactly 100.8 kgs of CaO will be produced. Okay, now last question here. Find the mass of 80% pure sulfuric acid which is required to neutralize the 60 grams of NaOH. Now first of all, what is the reaction between NaOH and H2SO4 first of all? You can apply here equivalent concept also, okay, without balancing the equation. Now here sodium sulfate and H2O. So I am balancing the equation. 2 sodium atoms are there here. Okay, hydrogens will be 2, 2, 4, so 2 2s are 4. Now 2 moles of NaOH will be required for the complete neutralization of 1 mole of a sulfuric acid. Exactly. Okay, now NaOH molar mass is 40 gram. Okay, now H2SO4 molar mass will be 98 gram. Now 2 into 40, that is the 80 grams of NaOH will be required to neutralize the 98 grams of sulfuric acid. But in the question, how many grams of NaOH given to you? Only 60 gram. According to which, how many grams of sulfuric acid will be required? So we are calculating weight of sulfuric acid. That is equal to 60 into 98 divided by 80. Okay. Now this is 73.5 grams of sulfuric acid. Now the question is 80% pure sulfuric acid is the question. Now we know what is the percentage. What is the percentage purity? What is the percentage purity here? Percentage purity is equal to W reacted by W given into 100. This is the percentage purity of a sample. Okay. Now in the question, percentage purity given to you 80. Now W reacting substance is 73.5 divided by W given, that is to be calculated, into what? 100. From here, weight of sulfuric acid will be equal to 91.8 grams. Okay, that is approximately 92 grams. Okay, thank you.